understand that building a strong family life is
Mhm.
absolutely front central, is absolutely core to our kids' education.
Very practically speaking, how does a mom reset? The mom who's just been feeling guilty over all the things, she's just not
Mhm,
doing any of it
mhm.
right. How does she reset and kind of start fresh?
Right. I had to do that so many times. And so what I would do is I would go to what I call a skeleton schedule with the kids
Okay.
because we needed to be doing something every day. My kids needed direction.
Uh-huh.
It couldn't just be a free for all. That was not going to work. So I would, the basic things we would do. We would do the chores. We would do, maybe we're only going to do one subject. Maybe we're going to read out loud, or we're just going to do math because you know how math is. You can't ever
Right.
not do math, right? But anyway, so we would do just a basic thing. Maybe I'd have them do math and some reading or something
Mhm.
like that. And then I would just, you know, obviously we're doing chores because that was a regular part of our life as well.
Right.
But just sort of take a step back mentally and emotionally and just be sort of prayerful throughout the day as I'm watching my kids. This is another thing that I like to do because it would inform me as to what direction did we need to go. And I could
Mhm.
see kind of some things that needed to be worked on and just pray for wisdom. But take a step back and a breather and maybe take them to a park after you're done
Right.
with the basics or have them play, and
Mhm.
give yourself some time to just be thinking and praying and asking the Lord for wisdom
Right.
and direction. And the other thing that I really like to do is to sit down and ask myself, okay, there's a lot of stuff I don't know. Because usually when we're feeling this mom guilt and we're burdened, we're like, I don't know about this is, but there's some things you do know,
Mhm.
right? Write those things down. Like every day, what do you know needs to happen?
Mhm.
Well, they all have to eat. Right? So we're gonna mealtime is not optional.
Mhm.
Preparing food is not optional. Cleaning up afterwards. So, and then start building back from there. So that and including your kids in those
Mm.
things because we need to be working as a team. But,
Yeah.
I would say just give yourself some space and some margin and
Yeah.
wherever you can in the day and just ask the Lord for wisdom because he is so faithful. He
Yeah.
leads like such a gentle shepherd. And if you don't have that kind of view of him, I'm going to make a recommendation, book recommendation. It's called A Shepherd Looks at Psalm 23, and
Oh,
it's written by a man who was actually a shepherd in the Middle East. And so
okay.
he can really speak to all the nuances that David was referring to in that in Psalm 23. And it's just
Okay.
beautiful. When you start to fully understand the way he shepherds us, it's easier to relax and to let him
Yeah.
lead the way.
As you are resetting, and you'll have to go back a little bit because you only are homeschooling one more, but when your kids were still in your home and you would get to the point where you're just like, I need to reset, we need to just kind of start over, start fresh. Did you include your kids in that? And if so, did you do that, middle school, high school, or did you include your little kids in that? What did that look like for you?
Well, I think, when they're really little, I think I pretty much determined because I feel like we know better than they do.
Sure.
If they're struggling with something specific, like if you've got a second grader struggling in the math program you've got them in, well, that could be a conversation worth having with them. What do you
Sure.
like about it? What do you not like about it? And that might help guide you as to how to use the curriculum better, the one you already
Right.
have. Or maybe try out something new
Hmm.
and see there's lots of now there's so much online you can try for free before
Right.
you actually purchase it, so that can be an option. Yeah, I think that especially as they get older, if things are just rough, really do need to sit back and have the conversation, pray with your kids and ask
Hmm.
them what, ask the Lord for wisdom and then talk about it. Give them time to think about it also and come
Right.
back to you with, maybe what they're thinking about their how you're approaching things.
Right.
So it feels more like a team effort and
Right.
it also it encourages ownership on their
Yeah.
part.
What's one last bit of encouragement you want to offer to our audience?
Well, I think the biggest thing I always want parents to know is that you can do this. I mean, it is Such a beautiful journey and such a great adventure. It's just understanding um, that it's probably gonna blow all your preconceived ideas out of the water, and just be okay with that. If we can see it as an adventure, and it changes everything. And
Yeah.
also understand that building a strong family life is
Mhm.
absolutely front central, is absolutely core to our kids' education and growing them into strong, healthy, mature adults. They learn so
Yeah.
much from family life, and so make sure that that's a priority, and so that home life doesn't revolve around school, but school revolves around home life.
Homeschool Insights is sponsored by CTC Math. If you're looking for a great online math program, visit ctcmath.com and try it for free. For more great homeschool inspiration and resources, listen to the Schoolhouse Rocked podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.